hear, you heard and you didn't do nothing. Look, Lord, he said, even though you say Lord, Lord unto me, and when you confess that, Lord means he is supreme in authority. He is Lord, he is master, and he is owner. You are acknowledging that, dear Father, I know you are my owner. I know you are my master. I know you are supreme in authority. I know you own everything. You can understand the kingdom. He says, but just because you understand it, don't mean you're going to inherit it. To inherit it means to go a little further. He said, you saying unto him, acknowledging him as Lord, owner, is not enough. We must move into the realm of doing what you say you believe. The Bible states that, he says, why call him Lord, Lord, and you don't intend to do nothing that he say? Why acknowledge him as Lord if we're not going to do nothing that he say? It goes beyond that. If you want to inherit the kingdom, and then when you inherit the kingdom, this is your inheritance. This is what a blessing. This is what a blessings flow within the kingdom. If you want to enjoy that, he said, get in line. It just don't mean you're going to stop doing what you're doing overnight. This is a process. Yes. Some things we struggle with a long time. Sometimes we may go a week or two and we may stumble and fall back into that. But we get right back up. Come on. And we say, Father, give me the strength to do it. Yes. And the Father will work with you through that until you become an overcomer. Come on. So I'm not saying we won't be doing nothing, that we won't sin no time. Not saying that, because we all stumble sometimes. Come on. We all mess it up. We all say something we ain't got no business sometimes. If somebody make us mad enough, you never know what may come out at that time. Come on. Somebody make you hot enough, you might hit somebody. You may do whatever, but the Father said that don't cancel out your purpose. That don't mean I just throw you away. That don't mean I get rid of it. That means you repent and you come back, and he says, like a good father, I bandage up your wounds. And I say, it's okay. And we start all over again. Come on. He said, I'm a good father. Yes. I love you. I'm not just going to throw you away like that. He said, but I need for you to be trying to do my will. Yes. I need for you to be trying. He said, he said, you meet me halfway. Come on. And I'll work with you. And if you fall and you get hurt, he said, that's okay. We get back up and we start all over again. He said, but just don't cry out to me, and you're not attempting to do nothing. Yes. That I say do. You're not attempting to walk in my will. No type of way. This is what he's saying. He said, you got to be willing to do my will. His will means his determination, his choice, his purpose, his decree, his desire. You got to be doing what the Father desires for you to do. He said, you will inherit the kingdom if you lay down your will, what you want to do, and do what the Father's will is. His will is that none should perish. His will is that homes be put back together. His will, he said, I hate divorce. That's not of me. He said, I don't like that. He wants kids to be stable. He wants all this stuff. He wants families. He wants people to have. This is what he desires. This is his purpose. So just because you agree to come into the kingdom, most people say, I don't want to be no Christian. That's boring. They think following the Father is boring, that you just going to have to give up everything and you ain't going to be able to do nothing. Come on. And so this is how people look at that, and they shy away from it. They say it's more fun to be in the world and do what they doing. It's more fun to go clubbing and go drinking and go doing all this. They say, that's funny. He said, what y'all doing? It's boring. He said, but his king, he said, there's life and have it more abundantly. Yes, come on. It is a pleasure. It's something to be had when you walk with the Father. Come on. He said, I promise you the desire. He said, I'll give you the desires of your heart if you do it his way. Yes. The problem is when we want to do it the other way, outside of him. We want to go around him and do it. And the Father says, now you can't inherit the kingdom like that. I'll give you the desire. I know that you desire to have a husband. I know you desire to have a wife. I know you desire kids, and you want a house, and you want a car. He says, I have all these things in my kingdom. This is why he says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and I'll add all these other things unto you. He says, I already know that you are in need of these things. I'll give them to you. He said, but I said, seek the kingdom first. Come on. Do my will first. Come on. And he said, I'll give you all of these things in abundance. Yes. Come on. You don't have to be in want. The Father owns everything. So if he owns everything, and I'm his son or his daughter, how much do I have access to? Come on. Yes. How much do you have access to if your Father which art in heaven, is the king, and he owns everything. How much do you have access to?
Everything.
Everything.
Yes, come on.
It's at your disposal when you follow him. He says it's all mine. You can go get it outside of him. He said, but I can take it whenever I get ready. He said, because it's all mine. And he said, what is it that you gain the whole world and you lose your own soul? You go chasing after this. He said, you may get it, but it's going to cost you your soul because you never searched for me.
Yes.
You never looked for me. He said, I'll give you those things and much more if you do my will. We got to do his will so we can inherit the kingdom. And he said, he that obey shall inherit the kingdom if you obey. In Matthew 21, 28 through 31, it states, but what think ye? He's asking you a question. I want y'all to think about this. He said, what you think about this? He said, there was a certain man who had 2 sons. And he came to the first son and he said, son, go work today in my vineyard. And the son answered and said, I will not. But afterward, he repented. He changed his mind and he went. But he first said that he wasn't going to go. But then he changed his mind and said he would. He said, then he came to the second son and he said, likewise, go work in my vineyard. And the second son answered and said, okay, I'll go, Father. And he went not. So which of these 2 did the Father's will? You had 2 sons. One said he wasn't going to go, but then he changed his mind and he went. And you had another son that said, quick to say, yes, I will go, but he didn't go. The Father said, which one of these did the will of his Father? The first one? No, the first one, the first one. He said unto them, the first. Jesus said unto them, verily I say unto you, that the publicans and the harlots go into the kingdom of God before you. See, you may be a harlot. You may be a prostitute. You may be a thief. You may be a robber. And when the Father first came to you, your answer was, no, I'm not going in the kingdom because I'm doing my own thing right now. Yeah. I like doing what I'm doing. I like sleeping around. I like doing this. I like cheating. I like this. I like tricking people out of their money. You like doing all this. So when the Father first approached you, you said, no, I don't want to go. Because I like doing what I'm doing. He said, but afterwards, when you see what all you was doing was in vain and it accomplished you nothing, you changed your mind and said, you know what, I think I go. I go. Father said, that's a person that does my will. Instead of the one when he first come to you, and you like, oh yeah, I'm going to do the will. I'm going to do the will. He said, and then you don't do it. See, that's some of us who have been agreeing to do the Father's will for years. We ain't never told him no. We said, yeah, we're going to do it. But we ain't never done nothing. We ain't never seeked his will. We didn't never go into the vineyard. We didn't never do nothing. But yet we have been telling him for years, I'll go. Yes, Father, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to get this. Yes. And we have done absolutely nothing. The Father says, you are not the one that has obeyed. He said, the one that has obeyed is the one that told me no at first. But yet they changed their mind and they entered into the kingdom. So what the Father said, it does not matter what you have done up until this point. It don't matter what you have been engaged in, what you have participated in, what you have done behind closed doors that you don't want nobody to know, but just you and God. The Father says, all of that is irrelevant up until this point. If you just change your mind and agree to follow me and do my will. He said, I erase every bit. None of that stuff will be held against you. Some of us don't go because we think we done too many bad things. We think the Father can't possibly forgive me for this. The Father can't possibly love me because look what I've done. Look what I said. Look who I trampled over. Look what I done. I can be no use to the kingdom. Father said, yes. He said, even the harlots go in the kingdom before you. Because even though they've done all this stuff, they repented. And they coming to me, and I reinstate them right into the kingdom. So don't let the enemy talk you into in your mind thinking you are so bad of a person that you can't possibly be no use to the kingdom. And that he can't possibly work through you. The Father said, just say yes. Just say yes. Just come unto me, and I will heal your land. And the last